In this video, I will reveal young magician Ryland's incredible Rubik's Cube magic trick on Britain's Got Talent. Here's what happened. The young magician Ryland begins his performance by inviting Amanda to the stage. He tells her to pick up a piece of paper and read its content without revealing what's written on it. While she's seated before him, he puts a Rubik's Cube and a transparent jar into a paper bag and squeezes the bag. Something amazing happens afterward. The magician brings out the jar, and the Rubik's Cube has been magically transferred into the jar. Thereafter, he hands the judge a different Rubik's Cube and asks her to mix it up. He invites several young magicians to the stage, with each of them mixing a Rubik's Cube. As Amanda mixes her cube, the magician tells her to stop mixing it whenever she likes. When she says stop, all the other magicians who are scrambling their cubes also stop and raise their cubes in the air. When the judge utters the word stop, the young magicians on the stage stop mixing their cubes and insert each of their cubes into a frame stand. Before they insert their cubes into the stand, the magician asks the audience to switch on their phones' flashlights and raise them. At this moment, he asks Amanda what is written on the paper she initially picked, and it turns out to be love. He collects the cube from her, inserts it into the stand, turns the frame stand around, and the Rubik's Cubes form a heart image. In his last trick, he takes off the cloth that's spread on the table after performing an illusion, and love is written on the table. Well, how did the young magician perform his trick? Here is the explanation. The Rubik's Cube the magician puts in the paper bag at the beginning of his trick doesn't have a base and is hollow. Once he puts the cube in the bag, it folds up and is placed on the left side of the bag. On the right side of the paper bag is a glass jar that already has a Rubik's Cube fitted into it. Also, the transparent jar he puts in the bag is made of plastic, which can be noticed from how foggy it looks due to its plastic nature. We observe that he puts the jar on the left side of the bag where he previously placed the folded cube. Afterward, he crushes the bag, and the flimsy plastic jar squeezes while the folded cube shifts underneath the glass jar. Once the flimsy jar is crushed, the magician brings out the jar made of glass from the bag and displays it. He then discards the bag with the plastic jar and the folded cube still inside it. In fairness, the judge doesn't seem to be involved in the gimmick, as she randomly mixes the cube before stopping. The magician doesn't mix the cube after collecting it from the judge, as he walks straight to the stand and inserts the cube into it. When the magician and his fellow magicians are inserting their cubes into the stand, their other hands appear to be behind the stand. They do this because the back side of the stand is filled with flaps, excluding the upper and lower rows. These flaps can't be seen from the front and are connected horizontally. When their hands are behind the stand, they turn the flaps to set the heart pattern correctly. Behind this mask, only the truth remains till we meet again.